get into our first topic. It was billed as the game of the week, and it did not disappoint. You had the Buffalo Bills hosting the back-to-back and undefeated Kansas City Chiefs, back-to-back champion Kansas City Chiefs, who are on a 15-game winning streak. The Bills were able to end that. Josh Allen was nothing short of spectacular. Put the game away with this 4th down and 2 run, 30-plus yard 4th down 2 run to put the game on ice. Listen, this is Kansas City's first loss. I'll start with Mike Guido. You've been a big Josh Allen and Bills guy for some time now, so I'll ask you to start. Did this Bills win of the Chiefs prove they're the best team in the NFL?
No, and it's not really because I think the Bills are falling short. I just think that I don't know that conversation is set in stone, right? I don't think it's with the Chiefs, though. I think the Detroit Lions have a real conversation about who the best team in the NFL is. They are very, very, very good. But what I think the Bills proved is that they are incredibly balanced. This is a team that does not play with, I've said it before, they're not playing with any sort of stress of trying to get the ball to any particular player. Josh Allen looks like he's playing a little bit more free. He's not forcing the ball. He's turning the ball over less. He's finding the open receiver. They can finally, after a number of years, effectively run the football. James Cook has been one of the more reliable running backs in football this year. I mean, it's a balanced team. They can get after the quarterback. Look, and to be honest with you, something about the Chiefs, despite the undefeated record, seemed to not sit right? Like Patrick Mahomes has been having a very subpar year. Travis Kelce has been, kind of showing his age for among the first times in his career. Like, this is the team that's kind of been carried by their defense. And to see Josh Allen have that kind of success against a defense that good, I think it says a lot about them. I think they probably are the best team in the AFC. Again, I think it's a toss-up between them and the Lions for best team in the NFL. But in the AFC, I like the Bills right now.
That's fair. And when the two quarterbacks, two of the best of the game, Mahomes and Allen, met at midfield, I forget which one it was, Mahomes around, that basically implied we're probably gonna see each other again in January, because that's been the tale of the last 3 to 4 years, was seeing Mahomes and Allen face to face in January. To you, Paris, did the Bills win over the Chiefs prove that they're the best team in the NFL?
I would say no, mainly because of, kind of like you said, the Detroit Lions are by far, at the moment, the best team in the NFL I have seen. They are the best coach team I think I have ever seen. I have never seen a team go out and dominate teams week in. They've had 3 weeks, they put up like 50 points. And they've done it multiple ways. They win when Jared Goff is throwing for 400 yards. They win when Jared Goff is throwing for 80 yards. They win if he throws 5 interceptions. It doesn't matter what the Lions do, they still win. But with the Bills beating the Chiefs, to me, it proves they can make a deep playoff run, and this can be a year they can make it to the Super Bowl. Because really, in the AFC, the main team that was holding them out of it were the Chiefs every single year. And now that they're finally able to beat them without Keon Coleman out there, that's another top wide receiver for them. He wasn't even playing, and they were still able to go out there and beat them. To me, it does prove that the Bills have a better chance of going in the AFC and winning the AFC. But saying the best team in the NFL entirely, I don't know if I can say that yet. The Lions are dominant, and the Eagles are really starting to feel like that Super Bowl Eagles team now. They're really starting to play together. So best team in the NFL, maybe not, but best team in the AFC, I would give them that.
That's fair, and I think that's, when we talk about what Detroit has done, the thing that I know this is obviously a Bills and Chiefs segment, but the thing that I've been so impressed with Dan Campbell is the fact that they approach every single week with the exact same intensity, with the exact same, intestinal fortitude and preparedness that you see that you see against the best teams, like a Green Bay Packers, like a Houston Texans, somebody like that. So that's what I respect about Detroit as well. Obviously, as you mentioned, the multiple different ways that they could beat you quite badly. Going out to Alfred Parsard Jr., did the Buffalo Bills win over the Kansas City Chiefs prove that they were the best team in the NFL, Alfred?
I hate to be an echo chamber, but best team in the AFC, yes. Best team in the NFL, no. And I'll tell you why exactly. When you look at the Lions, which I'm going to agree with the general consensus here, I do believe the Lions are the best team in the NFL as of right now today. When you look at the Lions and you look at the Bills, the Lions, even though they have similar results, they're both 9-win teams. That Detroit Lions offense is pretty darn scary. When you've got a running back like Jahmyr Gibbs and you have David Montgomery playing side by side with him, David Montgomery has been a touchdown machine all year. I think there's only one game he's played in where he hasn't scored a touchdown, We all know what Jahmyr Gibbs is, especially if you play fantasy football. Then look at their wide receiving core. Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They've even had Tim Patrick be a weapon who was a dud for the last 3 years in the NFL. Jared Goff is, say what you want about his Rams tenure, but he's looked really good this year. It says a lot on a Sunday night primetime game when you have a quarterback that throws 5 picks and you still beat the brakes off of your opponent. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills, yeah, they're a 9-win team. They just beat the Chiefs, who, and not to take away anything from their from their win over the Chiefs, but the Chiefs have been a struggling team this year. Every game that they've won, minus 2 of them have all been within single-digit wins. So, and they're dealing with injuries. They lost Pacheco. They lost Rashee Rice. So, you know, not to say that their win was a cakewalk, but the Bills were the healthier team going into that game. And I got to give credit to the Bills being the best team in the AFC. You lose Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, and your top wide receiver at the start of the season was Khalil Shakir. And then you acquire Amari Cooper's still good, but you acquired an aging veteran. So they've got less offensive weapons to work with, and you know their record still is what it is. But compared to the Lions, I gotta give the Duke to the Lions. Best team in the AFC, yes, but not in the NFL. I gotta see. I just gotta wait till playoff time comes to make that assessment.
Right. You know, and I think that's fair. And again, you kind of mentioned what we brought up before when it relates to Detroit is the fact that they can beat you multiple different ways with the mistakes that Jared Goff is prone to commit from time to time when facing pressure, particularly from the interior of that offensive line. So I think you make some good points there, Alfred. Finally, you, Tyler. Did the Buffalo Bills win over the Kansas City Chiefs prove that they are the best team in the NFL?
Look, yes, I really do think so. Now, everybody wants to know what the Bills, like, what are they going to do in the postseason? They've done this before in the regular season where they've been really well. Now, they weren't necessarily healthy yesterday. They were without 4 key guys, the Bills were, and they still went in there, took care of business. And this team is vibing as well. I could go ahead and say that they cut out some of their toxic waste in the locker room with Stephon Diggs. They acquired Amari Cooper, who's a veteran leader, and I think that's doing a lot for them. They've been almost there every time, and they still have a chance to actually take the 1 seed and have Chiefs come to them. And if the Chiefs come down there to Buffalo, woo, that's going to be a good one. I think Buffalo could win. So, and then it's just, you know, can you win one in the Super Bowl? And I think anybody can. So yeah, right now the Bills are the best team in the NFL.
I mean, I like the confidence. And like you said, you know, the fact that, and I think Mike brought it up earlier, the fact that, you know, Keon Coleman's gone. There's, you know, you're dealing with injuries. I mean, Dalton Kincaid's out. You got the fact that Khalil Shakir got hurt during the game. So you were dealing with a lessened version of what the Buffalo Bills offense tends to be. Now, again, you can make the case with the Chiefs. They missed Hollywood Brown all season long. No Rashee Rice, and Pacheco's been out for a while, as Alfred has brought up. But the fact that Buffalo was able to put up 30 points, by the way, against a Chiefs defense, this is a real stat that has not given up 30 points since the Eagles Super Bowl. That was 2 Super Bowls ago was the last time Kansas City gave up 30 points. So it's not something that they do very frequently. So you make some really good points across the board. If I can go and get our point total up here. Mike Guido thought it the best take of the segment. Give him 5 points as we move in our next round, followed by Paris at 3 points, Tyler at 1 point. Alfred, you're going to get in the board in the next segment. Man, I can tell. I can feel it.